Well, it's the next day, Sunday, I think the 17th. Just pulled up to the bean fields we got. I'm sure you've looked at the other videos where it goes on back, kind of around. I don't know if you can see that or not, but so I got the grain truck parked out there, which is scaring me. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. The whole reason for parking it out there is there's beans just on the other side of it, and I didn't have to bring the machine all the way up here to dump. The next thing that's scaring me is the fact of how wet the ground is. So one of the main reasons why I decided not to come out yesterday and give it a try was when we were at the hay property. Granted, those are grass fields. It was just terribly wet. So I guess let's walk out and see what the ground looks like. I can see a puddle there. Oh, because I don't want to get stuck. That's just all there is to it. Now these little spots here, they always hold water right there. But stuff like that, yeah, that's cracked. That's a good sign. It might not be too bad today. Left the boot print. It's not, okay, it's not too slick. I guess let me get this thing fueled up and started up. Yeah, it is a little wet out here. I can hear it squish a little bit. Oh well, we'll see what happens. Side note, I'm gonna go ahead and say that screen might need cleaned off just a little bit. Yay, dust right off the rip. Well, we're driving to the beans. Got the radiator screen cleaned off. Got 10 gallons of gas put in her. Take a look at the tires. Oh, they're not coming up too wet. So maybe we will be in luck, but definitely not going to be able to get on any of these slopes. So I was going to bring a piece of wood to fix the governor, if that makes any sense. Probably doesn't. And I forgot it. I needed a piece of wood and a razor knife. Because the problem is my throttle linkage is just flimsy metal, and it keeps bending. So if I bend it back to where it's straight, combine will rev good. I got plenty of wind. And then when I go to, after a while, or I go up the hill and the governor kicks in, it just bends it right back to like a triangle shape. It's terrible. So let's try to get some stuff done without a proper governor, the proper wind, and the proper everything else, and see what doesn't happen. I just did a kill stop. Definitely wet back here. Of course, I'm in another shaded area, and there's not a whole lot of beans. But I've got some unpleasant things in the tank. Again, soybean farmer, I was chatting with him, and he had given me some suggestions. So I think I might try those, but I always come and check my tailings, or the lack thereof. Of course, I did kind of run out of, stuff to cut before I killed it, which I shouldn't have. I should have killed it when I was up in the good stuff. But lack of tailings. There is one. Let's see. Oh, that's just a hull. This is supposed to be a pod in here. It's tailings. You're supposed to capture what you missed. So, this, okay, beans and a piece of trash. Beans and more trash. Broken straw. Usually means your concave's too tight, but I know it's not. Let's check what's going on in here. Okay. So I've got my tailings shut. I need to open this. I need to try to capture pods that are not going through the upper chaffer and the sieve, which is underneath. So I'm just trying to go back to the basics and completely rethink what the hell I'm doing with this machine, because I know I've got the wind issue. Like I was talking about the governor. When the wind decides it wants to shit on me, excuse the language, all hell breaks loose. And so I think I'm going to close this down a little bit, if I can. It's another thing. It's my equipment's just wore out. I can't even get this shut a whole lot more than that. for the simple fact of the frame is made of wood. If you can believe that. Well, you can see the wood. I mean, this thing's an antique. So that's shut as much as I'm going to get it. I do have these a little bit more open. That's typically what you do. And let's look here. See these? That's not that open. Believe it or not, I need to try to shut them some more. Usually you shut your sieve, then yeah, I know the camera angle is just fantastic. Now I've got some funky sideways camera on you. Oh yeah, see, beans fell and trash. I need to shut that. I need to just shut it off. I mean, it's not off, because obviously, I mean, you can even see the ribs of the fin sticking up back there. You're only supposed to make a couple adjustments, or one adjustment at a time, but I kind of already have an idea of what's going wrong, as it always does on this machine. That's why I'm wanting to buy another one, a new one, not a new one, new to me. I guess let's get up and try to see if that helped any. I'll show you the, yeah, that's lovely. Try to show you the grain tank real fast. This is what we got. Most of that looks like it is just trash. A couple unopened pods and some straw. Still feel like it's all a wind issue, but there's nothing I can do about it. There's just nothing I can do about it. And I hope anybody that's tried to give me advice, including Soybean Farmer, understands. Really appreciate your help. The governor is not right on this thing. And I can't get the wind up. I don't have enough wind. So, bear with me. We'll try to do a better job. Well, we're going at it. Seems to be doing okay. I found one hill that I can actually go and not get stuck on. And the adjustments I made to the grain tank, I'd say they've worked. Still a little bit there, but looks like money-making beans to me. So we're going to keep at it. And I'm going to get my hands back on the control to not eat a bunch of dirt. See if I can do this correctly. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to take this swell here, little fingers. You've heard me say that in previous videos. If you watch where we planted this and custom harvest this field last year or what have you. Yep. And we'll see what we end up with, I guess. Cleaning today, but I did do a better job at adjusting the machine. That's the first load. That's the first load anyway. I'm just going to go out on a limb here that this is not necessarily the place where I would want to back a machine down a hill, because I pretty much started there and right on down, slippity slip. There was actually still some snow over there, just a little tiny spots, but these I guess I'll try to get on the way out, and I'm not going past pretty much where that yellow wheat is ever again. Wish me luck. This is just working beautifully. You can see my direction of travel and the angle of the machine. Well, I guess I could probably just go ahead and turn the thresher off, because I might not be able to get to those. Oh no, we're getting them. We're getting them. Oh yeah. Right back on track. You can believe that. Guess I can slow my speed down now. Well, that was eventful. Wish I had a rear view mirror I could show you what I just went through, but we'll catch it on the next pass. This was real fun to plant too, with a John Deere FB Von Brandt, and my wife sitting on the planter to activate the trip markers. Yeah, glad to hear the grain sprinkling inside the machine again, because that was a little scary. Well, we made it out of that hole back there, and I'm going to say the best bet is to go down this side and come back up and not go that direction on that side. If anybody knows, you know, that watch my videos, I've got beans that are down. They're just laying down. Not all of them, and also they're a lot more hairy, if that makes any sense. Like they'll want to wrap around the reel. There's no weeds there. It is just beans that are kind of like fine. They're real fine stemmed, and they're down. So let me see if I can. Oh, I can't. Here, I'll hold you back as far as I can. It's the only zoom out I got. So it's downhill, and then all this area over there, around where the first part of that wash that didn't wash out. I just didn't plant it, and when they sprayed, I told them not to spray those, but they did. Over there, right here, and all over there, and it is kind of going downhill, but if you get down to here, they're fine. I mean, you can actually kind of see the difference. I don't know if it's planting depth, possibly, but if anybody knows why beans just decide to lay down in patches, let me know, because it's not wind. I mean, all the beans are standing really good, except for right here, and you can see they're just hairy. It's almost like there's a lot more green material here, as far as, like, you know, the stems and of the leaves and things like that, because a lot of those wire looking things down there are not even bean plants. They're just like the leaf stem that would fall off, but it's like that trash is bringing the whole plant down, you know. I don't know if you can see that. So figured I'd add that. See, standing good, not standing very good at all. If anybody knows, just throw me a tip or message me or something. Thanks. So if you notice, the machine stopped running. Got half a bin of beans, still some in the auger. Why didn't those get cleaned out? Well, I ran out of gas. And that truck up there, I don't know if you could see those two little yellow peaks. Yeah, it's almost full, and I shouldn't have been greedy. I got greedy thinking, all right, well, I'm going to fill that thing to the brim because it might rain, and you know, I don't know when I'm going to get back out here, so I'm going to get as much money as I can. And this is what happens. God strikes you down and says, well, don't be greedy, mister. There's the marks from where I got stuck earlier, or almost got stuck, and there's the marks from my combine drifting. If anybody tells you can't drift a combine, I'll prove you wrong on that. Luckily enough, there's 2 gallons of gas that was supposed to be my wife's chainsaw gas, and she's going to have to get another couple gallons. So let me walk up there, and I guess I'm just going to put that 2 gallon in combine just straight and call it a day. Learn my lesson, and don't get greedy. Loaded truck. Now I have to get in there and kind of even it out with a tobacco stick. At least I like to do that. That way the weight on the box is even, because obviously she's pushing a little more in the back, and I might have went over on the side there. I'm going to have to check. If I did, that's first. So guess we'll look at it here in a minute when I get it leveled out and see what she looks like, I guess. There you have it. It's not really leveled off that good, but it's not like I got a straight edge I can just wipe across there. I'm dealing with a tobacco stick and rolling around on my belly. So if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. If you want to come on back and see some more of that combine running, and my wife's car come to the rescue, I have to walk out and get that, yay. Subscribe. And if you got any tips for running a combine or growing soybeans or anything farm related at all that you see me do on my videos, put that in the comments, because I am a first generation farmer. This will be my 3rd year, only 2nd soybean crop. So yeah, needless to say, I'm inexperienced. I don't have a farmer that I'm shadowing or anything like that. It's just all me and YouTube and the internet, you know, soaking up as much information as I can, so I found something that I'm passionate about. Anyways, thanks for watching, and if you stuck it to the end, I really appreciate it.